going to show you how to take your normal ID and bank cards and turn them into a universal switching device which you can make in under 30 seconds right now with everything you have at home. Let me show you just how crazy good this looks. At any point in your routine, you get a card signed, mercury folded, and loaded into finger palm like this, like you would with any other switching routine. Now, most magicians at this point would bring out some sort of unorganic looking prop like a mystery box or something. But look, I don't carry a wallet. I'm a regular person that don't have big wallets or odd shaped props. I generally just keep my bank cards in my pocket. And I also happen to have a folded card. Let me show you. Watch, I'll place my bank cards away and I'll open up the folded card. And just like that, I'm able to switch in anything that I want using nothing more than my regular looking bank cards. And if you're anything like me, like most people these days, I only keep my cards on me. I don't even have a wallet. I'm going to teach you how to make that right now. Today is such a good tutorial Tuesday. I love switching devices. I think they can be so powerful when used at the right time. My only problem is most of them are completely unnatural. Things like the incredible Kennedy mystery box is great if that fits your performance style, and it doesn't fit mine. When I leave my house, I don't even carry a wallet on me. I'm guessing most of you these days, when you have things like Apple Pay and you're not really going out of your local town too often, when you close the door 99% of the time, you're just gonna chuck a bank card or your ID in your pocket, loose, and your phone and just head out. That's what I do. I know most of my friends do that here in Wales, in the UK, and every time I go to the US and the States, I even end up leaving my wallet in my suitcase and just chuck in like a bank card in my pocket before I go out to the door. So what I wanted was a switching device that wouldn't be in a wallet, it wouldn't be in some sort of prop which just wouldn't suit my style. Like a mystery box is such an intelligent design, but I just would nobody would see me carry one of those without thinking that's the weirdest thing. That's definitely the trick, that however he did it, it's that weird little box that he carries. But nobody bats an eyelid when I have my bank card on me. And I don't carry bulky weird magic wallets. No one bats an eyelid when I pull out my phone or my house keys. So I developed a switching device which is universal. You can make it right now at home with everything you've got at home. I almost 99.9999999% guarantee that every single one of you watching this will be able to make this right now. And if you can't make it right now, you'll definitely be able to go and knock on your neighbor's door and borrow the one thing you may be missing. I'm going to tell you, you need an old card, you need an elastic band, and you need a tiny amount of tape. That's it. That's all you need to make this gimmick. So if you haven't got that, go to your neighbor's house and get one, or go to the store. But I'm pretty certain that you've all got that at home, and I'm going to teach you how to make this switching device right now. And if you love magic like this, if you love organic magic and you want to sort of change how you perform to fit with the modern era, so by ditching things like props that don't make sense, or by streamlining your performance down for everyday carries where you don't carry magic wallets specifically for tricks and it would just be the things that you really keep on you, then please hit that subscribe button, because we love that on this channel. That's all we talk about, is organic magic that fits the modern era, and I have so many more tutorials coming out on this. So if you haven't done so already and you love what you've heard so far, hit the subscribe button and then drop a like on the video. And with that said and done, we're going to jump straight into how to make this switching device. Here's everything you need to make this switching device. You need some tape, a pair of scissors, and if you're under 18, please get a guardian or a parent to help you, an old card that you don't mind cutting up, a rubber band, and of course, a folded object like a playing card or a bill or anything else that you like. And I'm going to show you how to make this right now. So look, this one I've already set up, but all you need to do is, if I just take the band and put it on my wrist, you took a playing card and you fold it into quarters, just like this. And then what you're going to do is, if you look right here, I've made two cuts. One here, so you can see it, like there, and one on the opposite side, right? So if you get a good look, there's a cut there and a cut there. And this will become clear in a moment, right? So you do that first of all. And then you're going to make the same style cuts on this old bank card. So in the bottom corner here along, And here, just cut once like that, and cut again like this. And you're almost done. This is almost the entire Gimmick build. Now you're going to take that rubber band. I use a size 19 latex free band. I'm going to double it up like this. So I just double it up. Really terribly. I'm trying to rush this for you guys, but you just double up the band like that. Boom. Now you're going to thread it around the card into the incisions. So if I do this, you can see that I've threaded it around this part of the card. And now you can see why we've got those cuts there, so that when the band is there from the front, you don't see it sticking out the edges, right? So the band's like this. Now I hang it over the front of this card so I can see where it's going to position when it's ready. Okay. And I wrap the elastic into the slits that we've made like this. And now that card's going to shoot back behind the card. Now all you need is a cover card, so I'll get rid of the thing, and that will just be used to hide the bands. The very, very last thing that you're going to do is you're going to tape the card closed. So I'm just going to grab a tiny piece of tape like this, so you can all see, and that stops the card from flicking open as it spins around. I'm going to place the tape on the border like that and wrap it around the card. And now that's created a loop. This card can now fly behind here. And when I place a cover card over it, just like this, I'll place it upside down. Just like that. Now, you can't see the bands, you can't see them from the front. And all I need to do is just let go, and that card's gonna shoot behind the two cards. And that's it, that's the entire Gimmick build. I said under 30 seconds. Once you've done it once, you'll be able to go just make those 4 cuts and wrap a band around an old card, and you're literally done. So here is how to perform it, right? And can you believe how simple that is, by the way? Just this, boom. Just completely crazy. So let's go into how to perform it. Okay, so before you begin, you're gonna activate your switching device. Now, what I do is I go from my right hand into my left hand, because I took a card and I folded it and I placed it in my pocket with some business cards, and I literally figured out how my body would move when I'm gonna take a card for real, right? And this is the handle I came up with. Now you can do things where you pull it from under and switch it, so you'd have this come in from this direction and you'd switch it out, but I do it this way from the top as I flick, because it felt really natural to my hand, to my movements. So with the incisions and the elastic band on the right, I place my cover card on top and I pull the Gimmick over, and I kind of just angle my ID like that, right? And I place it into my pocket all together. Now I'm wearing just like not super tight jeans, but regular tight jeans, and that's going to stop this from activating. So I'm literally going to place it in my pocket, and I'm ready to perform. Now I'm not going to go through the whole teaching of how to do Mercury card folds or how to get a card into a folded position. I think most of us know that, and there's a million other tutorials out there. If you're really struggling, just let me know below and I'll teach you how to do that. But most of us know how to get a card into this folded position. And if you're using this for bills, you can openly fold the bill up and vanish it, and then it's got the creases already in there. But either way, you get the card into Mercury fold, and all you have to do is to remember which way you see the borders. Now, if you look, I know the borders point over my shoulder, so I imagine them as an arrow pointing. I see it from the back, obviously. I imagine them from an arrow pointing to the top corner, and then I place this card into finger palm, just like that. So in the middle of my routine, I'd have a card selected, signed, loaded into Mercury fold, and as I look down into my hands, I'm going to see that corner pointing that way. Now it's important at this point that you make sure you draw attention that you haven't been to your pocket. And if you want to, beforehand, you can actually place this on the table with like your deck on top of it to stop it from flipping. Alright, so this can be out in the open from before the routine begins, or you can draw attention to it before the routine begins. You can say, before we begin, I'm going to place this folded card in my pocket with all my cash and bank cards so that it's safe and no one can get to it. And it's a good like little organic excuse. Either way, I'm gonna reach into my pocket with my index finger and my thumb on my right hand, and I'm gonna grab everything and make sure I contact the card at the right corner. Now, you'll notice that my thumb is at the back of the card, and it's further past the elastic band, and that's gonna stop the card shooting out past here when it activates. But what's gonna happen is in a moment, I'm just gonna release my index finger like that, and it's gonna shoot that card behind here. All right, so an exposed view, that's gonna happen. And there's a bit of sound to it as well because you're using elastic bands and plastic, so there is gonna be a sound, but in the real world, as long as you're not in a silent performance environment and you're just organically talking, this goes unnoticed and it sort of sounds like that card hitting anyway. All right, so back to position. This is in my pocket. I have my card Mercury folded with the corner pointing in the right direction. Very cleanly, I can now reach into my pocket. I grab everything with my finger on the corner of the gimmick, and all I'm gonna do, like a shuttle pass with a coin, is I'm gonna pretend to tip this card forward into my hand and let it become exposed, right? And the timing is as I do this, so from a kind of exposed view, I come up, my hand sort of comes in front, I release, and I tip forward. And immediately from the back, my thumb is stopping this card. I can sort of spread these quite nicely to show there's nothing there. So I can move them a bit and place them straight back into my pocket. Now, I spent so many years on other effects worrying about flashing this that until I actually went and performed, I realized that no one gives a fuck. So nowadays, all I do is just this because these are my bank cards and no one's going to look at them. If I feel that they're guilty, they'll feel they're guilty. If I just treat them like they're bank cards, then they'll treat them like they're bank cards. So at speed, you just get this really beautiful retention of vision where, if I load this, and a lot of you might be familiar with this from this idea from my Wallet Weapon release, which was my first major DVD release to the Magic world, and I've just basically streamlined this down into what you just the bare basics of what you need, because I just don't really carry a wallet anymore. So those of you out there that spotted that, good catch. But anyway, from the top I go here, I display the card, and immediately, like I just don't wait around. I just put those back in my pocket. There should be no heat. The heat is on the card. This is the thing that they think is the, this is the mystery element. And I can just show organically and cleanly that it is the signed card that they've selected from the deck, or it's the bill with the serial number that matches, or the signature that matches, anything you want. But that is the entire handling. Just a couple of performance notes really is that you want to treat these, I treat it almost like I'm grabbing everything from my pocket, so that this just, like, it's almost like I've not accidentally grabbed them, but I'm very cleanly showing that I'm just getting everything out of my pockets, and it's not like this is meant to be part of a package. So it's like I just reach into my pocket, like I'm going to take everything out, oops, we don't need these, and put them up, you know what I mean? So it's not like this is a unit together in my head. The other thing is the casual nature of this. So if I put all the heat in performance on the removal, then all the heat for the spectators will be on the removal in my body language. If I relax as I take this out and switch it, and then put my attention to the card after the fact, that's when they'll be paying more attention. So, for example, the card vanishes from the deck. They could be shuffling while you've got it in Mercury fold, or it could be spread on the table. I'm going to say very carefully, look, I'm going to take out everything from my pocket. You'll see there's a folded card. And what I want you to do is hand it out and look at it. So I don't slow this moment down. I don't say, everybody look, watch as I take the card off. I don't do this, right? If this is real, I don't go, okay, now watch carefully, everyone. Here is a card that was in my pocket. I almost just assume, in my mind, that this really is the card already, and I'm just going through the motions of retrieving it. So there's not like, hey, watch how crystal clear this is. It's very much matter of fact. Like, oh, boom, here's the card, and as you can see, it is your card, right? And I kind of try and brush past this moment because it should be a non-moment. So very carefully, I say, look, in my pocket there's a playing card. If I get rid of my cards, you can see that this is in fact your sign card. So just your attitude and your demeanor will depict how the audience will judge you and where they will be paying attention and where they won't be paying attention. So relax when there's heat on you and build drama to the moments when you're clear, and you'll have no issues. So really quickly, I'm just going to give you a super close-up look at this just one last time so you can see everything. As you can see, I've cut into the card here and I've cut into the card there, and this is the card. Now when it loads, I pull it over and flip it like that, right? So you can get a good clear view of this. So when I load it with a card as a cover card, I can just place this here, and that just covers the elastic band and just makes it look like I have a few more objects in my pocket. You could even add a bill there, and if you want, you can add a bill to the back or another card to the back, so this will go in between them and you can flash all around. It is completely unnecessary. You're only doing that because you feel guilty. The spectators just don't care. But this is it up close, and from my exposed view, what's happening is that's shooting back here, and then I can put these away. So if I get the Mercury folded card like this, and make sure that the card is pointing in the correct orientation, this comes out of my pocket. So I come up, boom, here's everything from my pocket. I say, dump the card off, and look at that, look how clean that display is. Cards sitting on the back, but they don't care at this point. And then these go straight into my pocket because these are not important. This is just the contents of my pocket. No one cares about this. And then I can switch the card out. So one more time, I know you all just enjoy watching that. But I come here, so you can get in focus, and really cleanly, I can just tip it off. Now, there's so many things you can do. You can do a throw-in motion from here, so you can actually just in the air sort of switch it. That's more of like a social media way of doing it. So you can come here. You can actually use it for color changes. You can come from behind, so you can come out and load the card behind like this and switch it, right? But I'm not really a fan of that. I just like the whole dumping off. Let me show you what it looks like as a color change. So as a color change, it can look like this. I bring this out of my pocket and I can switch it just like that for a different color card. I wouldn't advise doing that because that makes it feel suspicious. You want to be using it as a very clean switch where this comes out, this goes straight back in, and wait as long as you can for the sort of heat to die off, Metal Gear Solid style, before opening it and displaying it as the card. So that's it. I hope you all enjoyed the tutorial. Like I said, this is based off my original release from donkeys years ago called Wallet Weapon, which was built into a wallet. The longer time's gone on, the less need I have for a wallet. Like most of you, the only reason I carry a wallet is for magic tricks. Now with my universal switching device for my everyday carry, I can finally have a switching device which makes complete and total sense to me as a performer. It might be different for all of you, but for me, this is absolutely ideal. So if you have enjoyed that and you of course want to learn way more magic like this, then please hit that subscribe button. It does me the biggest solid in the world, and it helps you guys learn new magic for free every single week. So with that being said and done, come back on Thursday to see a live performance piece of magic with me and my wife Kaylee. Then we'll go over and talk about if it fooled her, if it was creative, if it was entertaining or not. And then every Sunday we have the live Sunday sessions every week with special guests where we just basically have a real world jam with nothing hidden. We talk about methods, secrets from anywhere else in the world because of, we can't all meet up right now. So we bring the magic session straight to your living room wherever you are in the world. So thank you all for tuning in. This has been such an exciting episode and I can't wait to see you guys on Thursday.